I'm going to take a lighter. I know, I'm dumb. I'm just going to heat up this lipstick. Hey Susan! So today's video is just going to kind of be showcasing my go-to everyday makeup when I want to not look like a slob or like a naked mole rat. So I'm starting with primer. I use the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Quench Primer. I really like it because it's hydrating. And that's about it. It's hydrating, but it also preps for makeup. It has a little bit of tackiness, which keeps the makeup on, but doesn't dry out your face or irritate me or do any of that. You just need a little bit. It goes quite a long way. It has I think hyaluronic acid and marine extracts in it. And now I'm going to take my boy foundation, which is just the Maybelline Superstay blah blah blah. Okay, so change of plan. I'm out of the Maybelline Superstay. I'm going to need to go get more. So here's my drag foundation. It's the Revolution Fast Base Stick in the shade F8. It's a tiny bit darker than my skin currently, but that's because it's for stage wear, which is very different to normal human makeup. So I'm just applying it quite lightly in a couple dots kind of around the cheek and anywhere there's really redness. Like a little bit there, a little bit there. Down the nose because I'm not a fan of my freckles. On the eyes. Over any spots I want to conceal. Okay, so I normally like to mix maracuja oil with my foundation. However, since I'm using my dry one and it's quite a bit greasier than my normal foundation, I'm going to skip that. You'll also notice I'm not color correcting. That's because I don't feel the need to with my everyday makeup. The purpose is just to look more refined. It doesn't matter if you can see a bit of my facial hair coming through. Then I like to take the Tarte Shape Tape. This is in the shade, I don't know what shade it is, but it's something. It's a little bit less light than my other concealer, my Revolution one. It's still fairly light because I do like quite a lot of brightness. But it's not quite as intense as my drag one. Now with this, I really like to tap it out in here. I don't like to blend it. I like to just tap it in and then travel the excess over. Just to really lift it as opposed to making the entire face lighter. Now I'm determined not to do this filming makeup. So I'm going to be setting it how I would actually set my makeup. So firstly what I do is I take this. It's just some cheap contour palette from Rimmel. And then what I like to do is I like to take the contour shade on, not that brush, this brush. It's kind of I don't know, it's a contouring brush. Tap it off, I just like to tap that on over top of that area. And then I'm going to take the contour once again, but this time as opposed to the last video, I'm just stamping it under my jaw. Just to kind of fake that jawline. Now I go onto nose contour here, which is probably a little bit premature compared to when most people would do it, but oh well. And I just take it and I press it just further inwards than my nose, just a little bit inwards, just to add more definition than actual pinching. And I like to take a little bit of contour just in my temples. Even though normally you want bronzer in the temples, I start with contour just because it's such a light shade, just to add dimension. And I do the same thing here. I just whack a little bit here, just a small amount. And that's that for contour, pretty much. I then take this tiny bit of powder, tiny bit, and I actually put it on a highlighter brush. This highlighter brush has been used, so it will have just tiny bit of luminosity to it. And I like to look up, and that was probably more powder than I needed. Bam, that's done. A little bit just here, because that's where I get oily. Nothing too excessive, right down the bridge of the nose, over the top of the lip, on the chin, and then very lightly over here. And that's all I do in terms of setting. I use not much powder at all really on a regular basis. Now let's go on to the eyebrows, because the eyebrows are kind of where I start fucking shit up. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take into this little dark shade in the top right hand corner. I don't do anything too extreme on my brows. It still kind of looks drawn on, but oh well. So as I said in my last video, yeah, this brush was taped together, but I like the brush, so I'm going to keep using it. And I'm just going to take what is it? Let me pull it out. The Venus 2 palette. by Line Crime. It's got its own drawer because I use it. I'm just going into the shade that's literally called Mustard. It's a mustard shade. I'm just gonna whack it in the corner right there. Now I'm holding it at this kind of angle and I'm holding it at the end to like kind of feather the product in. And like the further back, the less pressure, the better blend you're going to get without really trying. Like this kind of eye look looks like you put a lot of effort in, but really it's just like a really quick, really easy look that just about anyone can do and anyone can really wear. Mustard's a really flattering tone on a lot of skin tones, a lot of face shapes, a lot of eye colors. The ColourPop Good Sport palette. Nice, simple, fun, kind of complimentary. And I like to take the shade High Hopes. It's kind of like a slightly yellow-toned, darker brown. I just like to pop it in that little socket right here. Now, I'm holding it at the end, but I am applying more pressure just to kind of really pocket it right here. Okay, so that's just about it for the eyes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this shade Alicious. It's this like gorgeous yellow kind of metallic shade over here. Taking that on my ring finger and just popping it right here. Oh. Bam, it looks like you put so much work in, but really it's like no work. I can get this done in like, let's say 10 minutes when I'm not rolling a camera. Here it's only 20 minutes. I've been explaining stuff, getting up, fetching things, playing with the camera to make sure it's in auto, like it's not in autofocus. I am in focus. And then I'm going to just take the shade Wild Out on my absolute pinky because we want to be quite small. Popping it right in the inner corner. Bam. Oh, feels so like glam and I've done barely anything. Now I'm going to be taking my eyeliner. Let me go get my eyeliner. So I think this is this is a brand new eyeliner, so it might be a little bit less flat because these eyeliners, while they're great, they start a little bit more gray toned. And then as you use them, the ink really starts running, but it runs well. It's just the Essence waterproof one. It's cheap, it's like $5. And it's my favorite liner. I've used Kat Von D. I have the Kat Von D one, sorry, KVD, like right in front of me. I could be using the KVD one, like right here. And I'm picking the $5 one because it's just that much better. It runs, it's got like so smoothly. Tiny, tiny, tiny little tip. Oh. Now I'm just going to throw on a wing. Bam, I've got liner on. Now I just need to do like a little bit of mascara and then my lip. No, mascara, my like face, and then my lip, and then we're done. It's not that complex. I use a black-brown mascara for my everyday makeup. Bam, mascara's on, doesn't really matter. It's just there to make sure my lashes aren't white. Now I'm taking the Fenty Beauty Metal Moon, or Moon Metal, I don't know how to do it, little highlight. And I am taking that highlighter brush from before. I'm just tapping into it, I'm looking down, and I'm looking at where the light is catching my face. So if you look at where your shadows are, that's where you want to reinforce. And if you look at where your things are, the highlights are, that's where you want to highlight. When you look down and you like get a shadow cast on your face. And now I'm going to take this, and now I'm going in with the Bronze Fever Golden Glow Compaction W7. I don't know, it's just like a kind of like a bronzy highlight. Like it's got it's a bronze shade with a shimmer. I put it right here. Revolution. It's my it's my probably the palette I've got the most use out of. It's just this shade up here. And I just like putting a little bit on the nose. And by a little bit, I mean a lot, because I really like my blush. And it's just like a really pretty blush shade. Oh! Okay, yes. So this is it, minus lips. Let me just show you how I do my lips. It's not too complicated, it's not too hard. It's pretty much what I did in the last video, but I'm using this Buxom Lip Plumper. Now I'm just gonna put it over my lips. You don't need to use a plumping gloss. It essentially just burns your lips and makes them swell. But I like it. And I can tolerate the pain. And then I'm taking, once again, just like a nude lip, as I did in the last video. I'm just going over my whole lip. Oh, that looks stunning already. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take a bright red. We're going to take a... Excuse me, can I stop dropping stuff on the floor? We're going to take a lighter. I know, I'm dumb. And we're just going to heat up this lipstick. Just a little bit. Because it has to combat the gloss, I like to heat it a little bit and then just wait till it's comfortable temperature. And put it in the middle. And then I'm done. It's just like a cute little glossy looking lip. Despite me not wearing a gloss, it doesn't stick. And it just looks a little bit more plump because it's plumping gloss. And then you can also apply the gloss on top of this without fucking anything up. So this is kind of what I do on an everyday basis when I want to not look like a slob. Quite often it's just brows and me looking still like a slob. Bye, Susan.